Good morning, everybody. Back with Werewolf Story Hour. And probably the last session. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Oh, I know where I left off. It was at 69% completion in 2 streams, so spot on for a 3rd stream finish, right? And things were getting really exciting. Daughters of the Huntress. Olga is loyal. I've always considered myself a feminist, so I hesitated. Olga smiled and nodded. Yes, you seem like a good fit, she said. I felt it was a good moment to talk to her for a while. Oh, right. I was in the middle of learning more about all the tribes. And I did this. Okay. Yeah, that's right. We learned that Gaia is a woman. Made sense. Earth was a mother. Alright, let's get back to where we were. You say the tribe, right, comes from ancient Greece. Patron was Pegasus. I did expect something else. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I expected Medusa or a harpy, I mused. Pegasus is a creature of the wild, despises men because they try to master everything wild. I get that. Yep, I get that sentiment, I said with passion. Okay. Yeah, I guess I gotta go through all these again. The Morning Wolf Mother. Oh, the patron waited for us here. She found us when we came here, Lisa and I. I'm trying to remember what I chose last time. What did she want? Was she a good patron? She knows the forest like no one else, but we have to keep her on a tight leash, if you know what I mean. She shot me a sideways glance. She can be fierce, and sometimes she demands just too much. Had no other questions. So have you decided? Olga asked. I need to know more about the tribes. Yeah, I'm still looking for the option that resonates with who I am. Okay, I already did all these, but let's do them again. I'm trying to remember now. Where did I start? I talked to Lisa first, right? Was I liking Lisa's tribe? I asked Lisa about her tribe, but she inherited her Cyberrock legacy from her Buryat grandfather. She said I didn't know the proper legends, customs, and culture to join. Was that a Russian word? So I asked, not sure how to approach the topic. Cyberrock? You're from Siberia. I hesitated and Lisa smirked. But the tribe name reminds me of something. Yes. Cyberrock. She pronounced it differently, so it sounded like a Polish word. Well, wasn't the word Russian? Why are you saying it that way, I asked. I thought the word was Russian. In Russian, it means someone from Siberia. But in Polish, it has its own very specific meaning, Lisa explained. It's a word for political prisoners exiled to Siberia, and there were tens of thousands of them. So, why was she using the name? So why are you using that name, even if it has such a loaded meaning? I couldn't understand. Lisa sighed. My tribe name describes both of my legacies. My granny was a political exile, and my grandpa was a Siberian indigenous. I use it because it speaks the truth. How did she become a werewolf? How did you become a werewolf? I asked Lisa. My grandpa saw that I had the soul of a wolf, and started teaching me about the spirit world. She looked at me with her violet eyes. When the time was right, he guided me through the change. I wish my grandpa had done the same. I looked at Lisa and felt a sudden pang of jealousy. I don't think I chose this last time. No, I wish my grandpa had been there for me, I growled. I guess he didn't care. Maybe I did. He must have told you many things when you were a baby, and you remembered, Lisa said. How else would you know the high tongue? That was a good question. Hey, Wells, what's going on? I'm so feminist I don't even step on boats because I could never hurt a woman. Step on boats. Did this one go over my head? Welcome. How you doing? I'm so feminist I don't even step on boats because I could never hurt a woman. I might be missing something. What did we do? I don't think I want to know. I want to know. Because people refer to boats as she... There it is. Thank you. What's my excuse today? It's 7:31 a.m. Is that why? Well, how you doing? Glad to have you. And well done. Now that I know it. I kind of want to know. It's worth the willpower because I really like Lisa as a character. So how did you get here? I asked. A long story, she sighed. Well, I came here in search of a better life, through the forest, illegally. I still wait for my papers to be sorted. I learned this before. I guess I wasn't listening last stream. You told me this story. I had to learn it twice. Aren't you afraid they'll catch you? You are not... I searched for words. You're not exactly hiding, I said finally. Nah, Lisa shrugged. You know, I do things here and there. Help with the tourists, help with the forest. And my moonshine is the best in this province. I asked her about the Wolf Mother. I played one called Road Warden a while back. It was pretty cool. Oh, is this a text-based RPG? Yeah, it's got some, I mean, you're making a lot of choices throughout. And then it's got some basic attributes here. You gain or lose rage. That opens new choices, very violent choices. And then you just saw me spend some willpower and then health. And I have a character sheet, so that's coming into play a little bit too. It's a great story. I'm loving this. I don't know Road Warden, though. Road Warden. Oh, that looks great. Just visually. Okay. I'm going to leave this tab up to take a look at this later. Do you recommend it? You said it was pretty cool. What about the Morning Wolf Mother, I asked. She's mighty and powerful. There was a tone of deep respect on Lisa's voice. Tell me more, I asked. She is old, very old. We don't know when she first appeared here. I think she's the avatar of the forest. The avatar? The avatar, I asked. An emanation, an embodiment. Like, she actually is the Pucha, you know? She's powerful. She knows stuff. And she is really... Lisa halted, looking for words. She knows how to find her way to people's heads. Yes, she does. Lisa looked at me for a moment, deciding what to say next. I respect her, but sometimes I think she gets into Olga's head too much. Olga lets her in, and the wolf pushes. And, I don't know, maybe it's the right way to do things now? From what I've played, it was nice. Personally, though, I've been into the Trails in the Sky games recently, though. We love charming werewolves. I keep hearing good things about those games. I have some other followers that have been playing them as well. And I've just been hearing, praise. One of these days. And I do. Are you Team Jacob or are you Team Edward? Werewolves or vampires? What you got? Who you got? I knew that. I didn't comment. I was afraid of it. Am I afraid? I'm kind of embracing her, to be honest, because it allows me to rip off more people's heads. I'm in it for the heads. She's been talking to me a lot, I admitted, and I agreed to help her. That was all I wanted from her. Thanks. That was all I needed to know at the moment. Okay, so I'm almost caught up. I think I had talked to Kim last time. These are taking willpower. I feel like I only... Okay, well, we're talking to Daniel, because we can talk to him on the cheap. For free. I asked Daniel if I could join his tribe, but he didn't understand the question. I'm a red talon, he said, as if it explained everything. What exactly were red talons? What are the red talons? I asked Daniel. It is the tribe of the Garou, who are born as wolves, Daniel explained. We usually don't mix with others, and we kill humans. But since I am the only one here, I decided that it was better to join the rest. Have I not heard Daniel speak much before? I don't remember the stutter, unless it's just the situation that's bringing it out. Why? Well, if I was a girl, I'd choose Jacob. But as someone who craves endless life, I choose the vampire. It's the only pragmatic choice. You get a husband, and immortality, and powers. I am a little jealous that they don't have to, like, sleep, you know? Edward can just, like, listen to Debussy all night. Sounds pretty good to me. So I think... But for the podcast, we read through the Twilight novel last year. The reimagining of the first book from the perspective of Edward, and what a fucking creep. I would definitely not be on Team Edward. I can't believe anybody is after... I mean, maybe it wasn't always clear. When you go inside his head, I don't know how you choose that man. It's all bad, though. It's all a bad scene. I started to get who he was. Oh, wait, no, I didn't read this. Why? I kept asking. He looked at me as if I were stupid. What are you, stupid? He asked a second later. There is always strength in numbers. I protect my folk when there are more werewolves around. Your folk? Wolves. What do you think about the wolf mother? The mourning wolf mother? Daniel fell silent for a moment. She was a wolf once, but then people captured her cubs and made them poster children for the national park. She died and became a spirit. But I knew she was older than that. It's impossible, I said. She must be older. Much, much older. Daniel looked up and then shrugged. If you say so, he answered. I still like her. She knows what it means to be a wolf. Yeah, she does. Isn't there a reimagining of the book but gender swapped? There's that one as well. When we were talking about what to do on the show, it was between those two. Whether to read it from Edward's perspective or the gender swap. I don't know. I can't speak for the other books. That one was very revealing so, I guess, as to what really is driving that series. To be fair, being really old and immortal and vampiric probably does a number on common sense and rationality. Yeah, I guess, right? You see enough human lifetimes pass before you forget how creepy you can really be. You get really out of touch. And also, I don't know, like, that part sounds good, but then I like being out in the sun. I'd be fine sparkling all day, as long as everyone else is cool with it. Daniel sniffed the air. His nostrils moved in a very non-human way. I was looking, enthralled. Was he a wolf? Are you a wolf? I asked. He made a face. We all are. Yeah, what was that question? I'm a human. That's not what I meant. You know what I mean, I sighed, exasperated. He laughed a short barking laugh. Yes, I was born a wolf. And then when I turned out, I was not only a wolf, I was disgusted. You know, going around on two legs, soft and helpless, who really wants that? I didn't want to have anything to do with humans. But Lisa comes one day and she talks to me and brings me to Olga. And I think, well, they are not that bad. And they have stuff. Stuff is nice. I like stuff. He sniffed on the wind again. Besides, he said, I can show them the poocha the way I see it. The way the wolf sees it. Once they see it like that, they never come back to their old ways. That was all I wanted from him. It's interesting to note that the original vampire Dracula was constantly outside in sunlight. Wonder when the sunlight weakness was written into the mythos? Yeah, like, I've read the original Dracula, the Bram Stoker. Does he go out? Like, it's been a while. He goes out in the sun? Imagine walking on two legs. Imagine. Couldn't be Wells. I walk on my hands. Yeah? Frederick, good morning. Thank you so much. What an entrance. Thank you for resubscribing. Glad to have you. 9 months. You rule. You rule. So much appreciated. I'm just learning about different tribes here, trying to make my choice. Need to make an informed decision. I think his only restriction, it was that being in the day he couldn't change his form. Was that what it was? I need to revisit. That is like, it is an all-timer. That book is so good. Needs a revisit, I guess. All right. I don't want to use all my willpower talking to people. I feel like I want to just be with Lisa. Let's try and get... I don't know how to feel about Pat. Okay, let's spend a little bit on Kim, because I like Kim as a character. Can we make it so she likes us? Kim told me a lot about bone gnars. Oh, I definitely did this before, because I remember thinking bone gnars is a name that sounds... It looks very cool in print, but then you say it aloud, bone gnars. And it just doesn't feel good to say. I feel like we need another consonant in there. Gnars. Shredding the gnar. Urban werewolves fighting for the disadvantaged and the marginalized. Children of the rat. Did they really have a rat as a patron? Do you really have a rat as the tribe patron? I asked. Sure we do, Kim answered. It's a very good patron, resilient. You want to be like a rat, always managing, always afloat. They kept talking. And this shit here, they gestured around. This shit comes from prejudice, and from exclusion, and from greed. Take greed and prejudice away, and 90% of the world's problems are solved. I'm dead tired. I've just stayed awake so I could keep my streak going. Yeah, have you slept? Because I know I popped into Mr. Red Eye stream for a minute. And you were awake then. And you're awake now. And I've slept in the interim. But thank you for coming. I appreciate you popping in and keep that streak going. They sighed heavily. Now tell it to the other Garou, and they look down at you, because you are a bone gnar, and they think they are superior. Prejudice. Prejudice everywhere. I don't think I'm going to spend... okay, I gotta know. It's worth it. You know, this might get me in trouble, having so little willpower. Pat was a glass walker, and her tribe was finding its niche in cutting-edge technological cityscapes among the strands of the Weaver's net. It sounded intriguing. We talked for a while. Oh my god, everything costs willpower. Okay, well we're not going to learn any more. This is where the road of knowledge terminates. So you're basically a city dweller? I observed. All glasswalkers are. It's our natural habitat. I feel quite out of place in the forest. But the Pucha was our home. Why? I couldn't understand. The Pucha is our home. It may be your home, she said, and suddenly I realized we had less in common than I thought. I'm more of a city girl, she added. We used the Weaver to fight the worm, and the forest is not the Weaver's domain. And I happen to be quite fond of humanity. They have great potential. I gotta think it over. I woke up at 4 a.m. Currently it's 42 minutes after midnight. I like the glasswalkers. Yeah? I would love to learn more, but I've spent all my willpower, and I'm not even in a tense situation. I'm just learning. But I was too exhausted to bug them with personal questions. Oh, I gotta think it over. I didn't read that aloud. There were a lot of werewolves there. I don't know. I'm kind of... One thing is bugging me, I said. Why are there so many of you here? Suddenly everyone in Białowieża is a werewolf or what? You know nothing, cub. Olga laughed bitterly. A mere century ago, there were dozens of packs in these forests. But none of the old guard survived the 90s. Lisa shook her head. We had to start from scratch. Until you showed up. There were only 6 of us, and the 3 of us were not even local, Cornell pointed out. 2 packs too small for their own good. Anyway, before you're admitted to a tribe, you need to prove yourself. What now? Prove myself? I was shocked. Hadn't I proven myself enough already? I'm really just taken with the character of Lisa. I kind of want to follow Lisa and just join her tribe. Rite of passage. You went through your first change, Pat said. She was leaning on a tree nearby, and you know everything you need to know at the moment. But you have to go through the rite of passage. Daniel rubbed against my flank, excited. A vision quest, Kim winked at me. And since we don't have time for tests, we need you to solve a real problem, Olga stepped in. Namely, we want you to find a way of ending this logging problem, Cornell said gently. So, how would you like to do it? They all looked at me in anticipation. I don't need to take my time. Rip off more heads. That's how I want to take care of it. Rip off more heads. Okay, I'm heading to bed. Hopefully I can fix my sleep schedule in a few days. I hate waking up in the morning. I hope you can get it back on track. Thanks for popping in, though. It's good to see you. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for coming by. I'm probably going to finish this this stream. That's my goal, next hour and a half. So thank you again for recommending it. I've loved every minute. It's been very good. I knew what to do. And I knew exactly what I wanted to do. We had to stop those loggers. Cripple them? We couldn't back down. Stop them. Stop them with violence. A couple slashes. We have to stop the loggers, I decided. By any means necessary. Man, my recommendations keep being great. 10 out of 10 every time. Too many good recommendations. I can't finish them all. Too many good games in this world. Too many good games. Kim looked unconvinced. Never mind the loggers. Kim made a dismissive gesture with their hand. We have to inspire the protesters. I continued with my plan. We have to arm ourselves, both us and the human protesters, and fight the logging, I continued. Not metaphorically, physically. Olga nodded with approval. I know someone who can arrange some explosives for us. Daniel beamed. Spoken like a true Aron, maybe. I bet you were born under a full moon, weren't you, Maya? How did he know? I looked at him surprised. How did he know? Mom always told me that when she gave birth to me, the full moon was shining through the window, and she couldn't take her eyes off it. I nodded. I am an Aron, Gaia's warrior. Hell yeah. Maybe it's around because... Or no. Like Garo. Aron? Garo, Aron? Maybe it's a consistent... I'm going with Aron. You're right, I nodded. How did you know? Garo are born under the full moon. Wait, Garo born under the full moon are warriors and leaders, said Olga. Just like you and me. It is a path of glory and honor, added Lisa. Your place in the werewolf society will be determined by your renown. You can earn glory through defeating mighty enemies and succeeding at dangerous quests. You can earn honor by following your moral imperative and upholding the laws of the Garo. You can earn wisdom by acting efficiently and thinking well before you act. Your renown will change as you play, contributing to Maya's legend among the Garo. No pressure at all. No pressure. But I felt overwhelmed. I feel the pressure. Olga must have sensed my confusion. Come on, we have a lot to discuss. She patted my shoulder. And we have to find your phone and wallet. So I followed her. I nodded and followed her. I had to tie up loose ends in my old life. Back to the beginning. I am sitting on a bus. The sun streaming through the windows is making it hard to see. The narrow road cuts through a dense old forest. My mind wanders. I remember doing something important, walking among the trees, looking for something, losing something I loved, gaining something unwanted. But then I'm fully awake, and the memories scatter away. We're almost there, says Anya. I did some searching, she looks at me from over her phone, and this place is amazing. The last primordial forest in Europe. Just same as last time? That's new. Yeah. I know, right? I smile. I'm not able to finish. I start to cough. I spit blood. Or I try to stop. I try to stop. My throat is sore. My lungs hurt. I need to get out. Anya, I need help. I need to stop the bus. I need to get out. I hit the window and it moves, but doesn't break. It's gray and dull, but some of it stays on my hand. The substance is sticky and makes my skin itch. Spiders! My hand is crawling with thousands of tiny spiders, weaving their webs around it with tremendous speed. The whole bus is filled with them. I scream. I try to scream, but they gag me the moment I open my mouth. A few seconds later, I am covered in cobwebs, unable to move. This is a literal nightmare of mine. There's a hiss. I hear a hiss. Then, slowly, a long, dark, bloody shape comes out of Anya's eye socket, pushing the eye out. A black snake that reeks of rotten meat, acid, and oil. Don't fight, Maya. You're already mine, it says, just like your grandpa. And then it kisses me. Chapter 5, The Plan. Loose ends. I woke up in my bed in the B&B, and for a moment thought the whole werewolf business had been a dream. Then I heard a startled breath and looked up, and saw Anya looking at me with wide eyes. "What happened? Where were you?" she asked. "I was scared shitless." "And what was with you sneaking in through the window in the middle of the night, naked?" She raised her eyebrow. "I did some crazy things back home, but I've never partied that hard." Yeah, when my new friends and I destroyed the last set of clothes and I had to go back as a wolf, they weren't joking. There was so much to talk about. I didn't know where to start. I was worried about her. How was I? Am I worried about her? Not really. I'm worried about me. "I'm alright. Sorry for disappearing so suddenly," I said. "But what else? Because what else could I say?" I told a version of the truth. I'm proud of what I did. Let's tell her the truth. I got lost in the forest. Technically, that part wasn't a lie. Then I stumbled on the activists and kind of got carried away. "Are you alright?" I asked. "I was worried about you." "Yeah," said Anya, scratching her head. "After we were separated in the forest, I got lost and somehow ended up here." Hadn't she seen us? "Didn't you see anything," I hesitated, "unusual?" "I had to go the long way around to avoid the hunters, but apart from that, it was just the forest at night," she said. "A bit scary, but nothing unusual." So Pat was right. The human mind couldn't cope with seeing a Krynos, and when the delirium ended, the subconsciousness patched the holes in their memory with something rational. "But how are you feeling?" asked Anya. I wanted to tell her everything. I packed my bag in silence. I felt a rift growing between me and Anya. "You're just now feeling that?" And I felt a sudden urge to tell her everything, but I couldn't. I told her something she could understand, and I told her the truth. Yeah, let's tell her the truth. Like I said, I'm proud. We wrecked some shit. We killed some guys. We saved the forest. I was a Garo, and I had a sacred duty to protect the veil hiding us from mortal eyes. But Anya was a friend. There's no easy way to say it, I looked at Anya. I think I'm a werewolf. That was kind of obvious based on the previous choice. That wasn't when tell her everything. I meant tell her about, but yeah. I see you picked a werewolf game that actually tries to play like an RPG and not B-tier Assassin's Creed. Hey, PM, what's going on? Which one is that? Yeah, Frederick recommended this one. It's so good. It was a bad idea. This is a bad idea. What am I doing here? In for a penny? In for a pound? What are we changing? Oh, what if I just changed into Krynos and then accidentally killed Anya? No one's going to tell me I can't do it this time. I spasm as my bones grow and reset. Claws break out from my fingers and fangs sprout in my mouth. I taste blood. I roar in pain as muscles move under my skin. I grow. I'm an 8-foot-tall killing machine. I show her my beauty so she understands, but she does not. She just runs away, making pathetic noises. I feel hurt. I smash the room to pieces. I smash the wardrobe. I knew this choice would bring some smashy time. It was the right choice. One flick of my wrist and the wardrobe turns into a cloud of splintered wood. I break the bed. I lift the bed and smash it against the floor. Werewolf the Apocalypse, Earthblood, it's stinky. Yeah? I haven't, this is my first foray into this part of the world of darkness. I loved Bloodlines so much that I'm now open to trying anything in this universe. But, and yeah, this is a great start. I punch holes in the walls. I smash the windows. I tear Anya's things to pieces. "Stop it!" Someone shouts through the door. "I'm calling the police!" I smash the door. I slam my body against the door, fling them down the corridor, and the shouting stops. I change back. Listening to the shouts and distant sirens, I quickly packed what remained of my things. What was I thinking? I asked my reflection in a shard of broken mirror. I didn't know how to answer. I don't really know what I was thinking with any of these choices. They were all kind of insane choices to make. Um, that's how I'm feeling this morning. What can I say? I got a case of the Mondays, and this is how I'm expressing it. I shrugged. Whatever the answer was, it was now Maya the werewolf's problem. Maya the student was dead. Wait, what? I'll be in touch. Anya hugged me. You'll figure it out. I sighed, took my bag and left. Wait, what? Where did this come from? Well, I'm very confused suddenly. We just scared Anya off. We just changed into a giant hulking monstrosity. She ran away. I wrecked the room. And now she's hugging me? I'm very confused by this. Are we missing a piece here? Did it not account for such a bad series of choices? Okay, so I changed back, and I guess Anya... I don't get this. She saw me change. She's not coming back to hug me. So suddenly, without any interstitial... okay. That one gave me pause. That's the first time that's really happened in this game, though. But that one, I'm not seeing the connective tissue there. They're all pretty much separate from each other. The books contradict a lot for the sake of their setting, and not just in a, oh, from my perspective, it's different way. I mean, there are actual hardline differences. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't really know how that, like, what quality control is set up to oversee, because there's so much, right? Just with, like, the tabletop game and, like, just a huge number of games and like all the different parts of the universe. So yeah, I imagine it gets pretty messy. Everything according to, well, it all went according to plan. I dropped my bags in the camp and ran through the plan one more time. They expected me to act like a roan, but Kim had proposed another plan, one less dangerous. No, I'm trying to, I'm ready for war. I've burned all my bridges. Or I thought I did. Anya's hugging me from the other side of the burnt bridge. I don't know. Borderlands. Olga and Lisa arranged the meeting. They were pretty vague about who the people were. Lisa said something about Donbass and freedom fighters. The men had what we needed. To end the logging with a bang, we needed explosives, and these men could supply them. After a few days of exchanging coded messages, we were ready to meet. Out of them, I prefer Hunter, honestly, but World of Darkness stuff has always rubbed me the wrong way with how they present things. That's why I ditched it to play Delta Green instead. I don't know, what was Hunter? I don't know that one either. I haven't really played that much. I played this, Bloodlines, and I was playing through Night Road. I didn't finish that, but I really enjoyed that. I need to get back to that. Hunter the Vigil? Oh, I think I have seen that. I definitely, like, I got really into the lore of Bloodlines. I read some of the tabletop books, and that one, it didn't rub me the wrong way. I really enjoyed that. But I don't know about how some of the games are how I'm gonna feel about those. I think it was so cool, like, bringing in, like, Christian cosmology and then playing with that, and like having vampires descended from Cain, and like playing around with these, like, you sort of take like certain scripture stories for granted, and then it's like to like read the Cain and Abel myth from Cain's perspective, and it's like, no, I didn't kill my brother because I was jealous. I killed him because I loved God so much that I wanted to make the greatest sacrifice I could, and so I killed my brother and sacrificed him because that's like the best possible sacrifice. Like, whoa, that is like such an interesting take on this myth, to get like that lore from his perspective. Like, there was a lot of cool stuff like that. If you're just looking for lore, it's probably easier, but I'm trying to figure out rules and it drives me nuts. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's true. Yeah, I get that. What are we doing here? Wait, I need to read this. Keep talking and nobody explodes. What a headline. We drove to the outskirts of the village. There was a farm there that supposedly... Let's try this again. There was a farm there that was supposedly deserted, and yet I could sense someone's presence. This is your operation, repeated Olga. I'm only here as backup. I don't know that you should put me in charge. Have you seen what I've been doing the last 20 minutes? I closed my eyes. I'm ready. Hey, emissary, what's going on? Nobody's ever going to love you except for your family and friends and future pets. And if I keep playing this way, even them, nobody, even they won't. How's your weekend going, emissary? Glad to have you. I'm just finishing up this game request. I actually do that sometimes. Every once in a while. I inhaled, closed my eyes, and slowly exhaled. I was ready. Since the change, I'd felt better than ever before. I had nothing to fear. The abandoned farm was dark and quiet under the stars. I wondered for a moment if we should barge right in, or risk taking a look around. Was it a good moment to change, or should I proceed as a human? When I get the opportunity to change, I change. They keep telling... Okay, I'm not going to do it this time because they yell at me. I did it last time because nobody was looking. Yeah. We're going to get as close as we can to monster without getting shut down by my compatriots. I was Hispo, with strong paws, mighty jaws, and a mane of fur. More than a wolf, scary and monstrous. We went inside. I'm fine, how are you? I'm doing okay. Yeah. It's a nice, cool, rainy morning here in Japan. Waking up with story time. I'm really loving this game. It's such a good story, and lots of interesting and tough choices to make throughout. I kind of want to play it again, although I don't know how I could play it any other way. The way it's my soul coming out. I just want to like do eco-terrorism, I guess. Kill everybody, change into a werewolf as soon as possible, cast away all my friends and human connections. This is a text adventure, yeah. With like, I mean, I have like a character sheet, and so there's like some light, I guess, like RPG mechanics, and I'm gaining attributes based on my choices. Why not just read a book? For every reason I just said. I want it to respond to my choices. And, you know, those choose your own adventure books, those can only scratch, they don't quite scratch that itch, do they? You're reminding me of a meme I saw when I was like, well, when I am, it's a consistent state of mind, Disco Elysium. My love for it will never abate. And it's just like a dude reading a book in like the library. And it's like, the caption is, damn, this Disco Elysium gameplay is fire. I'm telling you, man. I don't know if you played it. Book can't do that. I stayed in the shadows. Lisa sent us, said Olga. So what, said one of them. The other two, wait a second, did I just click past? I did. Okay. So I was Hispo. There were 3 of them in the house. They were all in their mid-30s, unshaven and reeking of stale alcohol. The smell was coming off them in waves. I stayed in the shadows. Lisa sent us, said Olga. So what, said one of them. The other 2 laughed. Olga smiled in a very unpleasant way, showing her teeth. You have something for us. We don't have it, one of the guys shrugged. They were drunk and bored, and were probably just toying with us. Olga's voice was clear. What do you mean you don't have it? It was my moment to act. Yeah, it was. Well, I changed back. No, I changed forward into Krynos and cut off their heads. No? I was Hamed with keen eyes, nimble fingers, and a silver tongue, a wolf in sheep's clothing. I entered the room and looked at the men. We don't have it, answered one of the guys inside. He sat behind the table, his hands hidden. But we paid for it. I changed to intimidate them? Yes, I did. I was Glabro, the near-human form. I haven't done this one yet. The pain was stronger than I ever imagined. I felt my muscles spasm as they rearranged themselves. My jaw cracked and my mouth filled with blood. I clenched my fists and claws drove into my palms. I screamed. When I rose, panting and sweaty, I was more than human. I was Glabro. Wolfish, strong, scary. I took a step forward. The sudden shock, the widening of their eyes, they all moved back. But they didn't panic. Were they too drunk? Or had they just seen too much? Where's our stuff? I asked, flexing my arms. I smiled. I heard Olga sigh. I don't want to hear her sigh. I flashed them a smile, showing my teeth. I slowly moved my tongue over my canines. They moved quickly, putting packets wrapped in plastic on the table for us to count, and then repacking them into a blue canvas bag. We took it. We threw the bag full of explosives into the trunk and drove off. I looked into the night, lost in thought. I felt like a spectator of my own life. I decided to proceed with a bang. Firebringer. I'm just earning all of the best achievements on this one. That's right. A werewolf, Gaia's warrior, with a bag full of explosives. A moment of triumph. I couldn't wait for the Sept meeting that morning. Getting the explosives was my rite of passage, and I knew that I did great. I couldn't believe that I made it so far. We just gotta hope that nobody sees the B&B room, because we fucked that shit up. We met soon after the sunrise. We met soon after the sunrise in the same clearing where I woke up for the first time as a Garou. Lisa looked at us all and smiled. Our patrons were looking at her expectantly, so she stepped towards the center of the clearing. I am the theurge of this sept, and I am here to make sure we do things the right way. I held my breath. She turned to me and I held my breath. Maya, come forth. Are you a cub who seeks recognition as an adult? She knew that already, I answered. What? I answered. I am, I answered solemnly. Are you an applicant to a tribe? Lisa asked again. I confirmed. Would you rather have clear hair follicles or glow-in-the-dark hair? Glow-in-the-dark hair. That actually would be awesome. I don't know how strong it's going to get, but like if I spend a lot of time out in the sun and then like at night, if I want to just like read a book, but I don't want all the, it's like I want to be able to see the book, but I don't want to have all the lights on because it's night. I want to set a mood. Like, can I read a book by like the light of my hair? That would be perfect. That might be like the perfect level of illumination. To read a book before bed? I'm in. How about you? I am, I answered. Who speaks for the cub? Lisa looked at her setmates. I do. Olga stepped forward. I am Kestrel of the Black Furies, a roan of the Morning Wolf Mother Pack. I observed the cub on her mission, and I'm here to tell the story. Kestrel? Really? What, I have to take a new name? Secret names? Cool. Secret names. I can't wait. I wondered if they all had cool secret names. They probably had. I love the ancient spiritual vibe of it all. Has the cub passed her challenge? Asked Lisa. Of course I did. I grinned because I knew that I'd passed. She succeeded, was the answer. She fought bravely against overwhelming odds, and she succeeded. Lisa turned to me. Have you chosen your name? Lisa turned to me. My new secret name. Suddenly I remembered my grandfather talking about his old friends. He never used their real names. They were always Thunder or Gray or Needle. I'd always thought it was a guerrilla thing, some kind of war names. Now, I wasn't so sure anymore. How to capture my whole life, my aspirations, my personality, my heritage in one name? I cleared my throat. Mist, a name with more than one meaning. Bertza, which was Polish for storm. Pine, a tree in the forest. Enigma, a mystery. I am the storm. I'm bringing the wreckage. My new name is Bertza, a storm, I answered, thinking about the change and destruction that I brought. Also, is it like it's Polish. I want to get my name right, It might be like a Bertza or something like that. I don't know the rules of Polish.
Burza.
I was quite a bit off.
Burza.
Buja.
Burza.
Buja. I am Buja, a storm. Choosing the tribe was another matter. Black Fury is Olga, right? I think I gotta join Olga. I love Lisa as a character, but I'm trying to wreck shit, and Olga's trying to wreck shit. So let's wreck shit together. Black Fury. Hell hath no fury. You found your place among your sisters. Yes, I did. I am Buja of the Black Furies, right? That's the only way to live. I knew I should join a tribe, but I chose it at the beginning. Now it's just a formality. I became a Black Fury, just as I wanted. Only one thing remained to end the ceremony and make me a full-fledged Garou. I had to join a pack. I'd already sworn to the Wolf Mother. As my fate had been already tied with the Wolf Mother, I chose her as my patron and joined Olga's pack. And so it was done. According to ancient rites, Lisa painted the mystical glyph of my tribe on my sternum. It disappeared after a moment, but whenever I closed my eyes, I could feel its warm touch between my breasts. Buja of the Black Furies, Aron of the Morning Wolf Mother pack, welcome to our sept, she said solemnly. And then she howled. Howls rose toward the sky. They sang about ancient laws of war, status, and secrecy. I remembered only a few. Combat the worm, wherever it dwells, and whenever it breeds. Submit to those of higher station. Respect those beneath you. The veil shall not be lifted. Oh, I kind of lifted that veil a little bit. That's going to come back to bite me in the ass, is it not? Bite me in the flank of my wolf form. I joined the song. Would you rather have a pet ferret or a pet whale shark? I don't have... Do I get like a place to keep this shark along with that deal? I don't have a place to put a whale shark. Does like agreeing to that part of the hypothetical mean that I'm coming into some money and can afford a house with a proper aquarium? That sounds pretty cool. I threw my head back and howled with my sept. I was a cub no more. I was ready to tell my own stories, to earn my own place in the pack, to howl my own songs. Chapter 6, The Storm. Hell yeah. Dust to dust. It was one of those blistering summer days when the asphalt melts, the grass withers, and the air smothers those brave enough to step outside. Despite the heat, it felt like the whole village was at the funeral. It was moving. I stood there surrounded by people weeping over their loss, looking at the rosaries they clutched in their fists. Something tightened in my chest. One of the security guards had been found dead near the logging site. Nobody knew exactly what had happened to him. There were whispers of rabid wolves. There'd been more deaths. No money? So do I have this thing? Do I just have it in a bathtub and I'm just like hosing it down? Regularly? There'd been more deaths over the last days, but they slipped under the radar. We'd been careful in covering our tracks, or nobody had connected the dots yet. It was the hidden side of a warrior's glory, funerals, and families waiting for people who'd never come back home. I could feel the tension seething around me. This death, this funeral, had pushed the community, already weary and frightened by the recent disappearances into the forest, to the edge. The world was watching. The press had swarmed to the funeral like flies. They were reporting on how the illegal logging was a danger to both the ecosystem and human lives. The police had cordoned off the funeral and were aggressively searching and detaining any activists they noticed. It had become political. It was always political. Suddenly, Pucha Białowieska had become politically charged and the hottest place to be in Poland. And it wasn't only local politicians and activists from both sides who'd caught wind of the commotion. The Minister of Environment himself had driven to Białowieża to attend the funeral. He was standing next to the priest and conducting the ceremony, surrounded by police and what looked like a handful of bodyguards. The coffin went down and the crowd stirred. Everyone started lining up to throw a handful of dust on the coffin or put flowers on the grave. I felt someone joining me. Just look at them, said Lisa, joining me. Nobody wants us here. They fear us, but would never admit that. I wish things were... No, I don't. I don't wish things were different at all. I can't blame them, though. Who could blame them? I shrugged. Since we started the protest, people have been disappearing. They would want us gone even if we weren't the Garo, she scoffed. From the outside, we're activists fighting for the Pucha, but for the local, we're just strangers barging in and telling them what to do with their lives. But we just knew better. We were exactly that. We had to give them time. They'll come around. They'll come around. It might take the threat of tooth and claw, but they'll come around. They just need time to get used to us, I said. The problem is not going to disappear, and finally, they'll join us. Nevertheless, she was right. The crowd was not happy seeing us there, and the minister knew how to use that sentiment. I listened in disbelief. Oh, here we go. Pet turtle or pet clam? I would love a turtle. I found a turtle in the woods when I was a kid. And had it outside. I didn't want to, like, contain it for too long. Because it was... But it did hang around for, like, a day. So for that day or two, I feel like it was around for a little bit. I wouldn't say it was a pet turtle. It was a turtle that wandered in from the forest and hung out for a little bit. And that was a great time. And then it went on its merry way. I watched in disbelief as the... So, yeah, I'm going turtle. Turtle. Clam. I think I'd just end up eating it. And that wouldn't be good. I'd be just weeping, crying salty tears into clam chowder. And then it would be way too salty. It wouldn't even taste good. So I watched in disbelief as the priest handed him the mic. He wasn't someone you'd call a good speaker. He spoke furiously about how wood was important for the local economy and how evil forces from abroad were leading innocent Polish youth into temptation. Judging by the applause, it was exactly what the crowd wanted to hear. He was trying to escalate. It was our move. It was also our doing. No, it's all him. These politicians coming in here and escalating. I realized the conflict was only going to escalate. He was determined to push on with the logging. We were waging a war against overwhelming forces, and the explosives would come in handy. We were ready to strike. Big bad wolves. Who's afraid of us? Everybody. They're about to be. It was high noon. The sun was at its most merciless, and the world was almost white with heat. The air smelled of herbs, bark, and tree sap. Insects buzzed lazily in the high grass, stunned by the summer sun. We were ready for war. We lounged in the shadows of the trees, resting after a busy night. We were ready for war. I warmed up, I watched the clearing, I rested. Now I'm warming up. Get nice and limber, get stretched out. There was a fight coming. Get that rage up. A fight was inevitable, and I wanted to be prepared. There weren't so many of us, but everyone in the clearing knew why they were there. There was an equally big crowd against us. Local citizens, hunters, and loggers with banners reading, "Foresters save trees from woodworm," and "Forestry equals gerbs." The first took her gerbs. Or gave us gerbs, I guess. There was a priest with a megaphone and his parishioners. Fill the earth and subdue it, their sign declared. I spotted a group of bald, muscular young men dressed in black, the white pride and great Poland variety, drawn there by the smell of blood. Bartek was among them. The Pucha was watching us. The Pucha was watching us. Every time a gust of wind was bringing the wet smell of the forest to my nostrils, I felt her strong, steadfast presence. She knew that we were doing everything in our power to save her. I could feel the immense presence of the forest, whose life was a myriad of smaller lives interconnected into one superorganism. And then I looked at us and them and smiled bitterly because I realized that both sides of the conflict saw the others as the sickness and themselves as the cure. I looked at the harvesters. I looked at the defaced harvesters waiting on the other side of the clearing. Loggers milled around them like ants over a disturbed anthill. I thought about the explosives. They had no idea about the explosives we planted on the machines. They were set to kill. They were enough to destroy the harvesters, who planned to use them as a distraction. What can I say? They're set to kill. We'd set them to raze the whole area to the ground. We intended to leave no machine or worker alive. The detonator rested heavily in my pocket. The pressure was almost palpable, and tempers were flaring. The cops were gathering. I looked at my pack. Yeah. Everyone knows what to do? Olga asked, looking at my pack. I'll keep the security guards occupied, nodded Lisa. And I'll guard the pooch's perimeter, growled Daniel. I glanced at the weasels. The weasels were in their positions among the protesters, as agreed. That left the cops to me. We should just kill them all. I'd kept my eyes on them. It wasn't too late to negotiate. It's too late. It's too late. Kill them all. Let the god of the poocha sort them out. We are thinking too small, I growled. We are unstoppable. Why not just kill them all? I'll tell you a secret. That's the plan, Olga whispered with a predatory smile. Oh shit. I knew I joined the right tribe. The cops were gathering. The cops were gathering in increasing numbers, and I noticed some SWAT teams joining them. Even the local hunting club was there, brandishing their rifles. Something was up. It was apparent that they were waiting for something. Then it reached boiling point. It reached boiling point when the minister arrived for a photo op. I had a bad feeling about it all. No, I don't. We'd attracted some attention. Yeah, we did. We could use that. Yes, we can. I took it as a good sign. We could use his presence to our advantage in more ways than one. I calmed down slightly. I'm trying to calm up. No, that doesn't work. I'm trying to rage up, not calm down. I knew he was in for a nasty surprise. The reporters closed in on him, shooting uncomfortable questions about the legality of the logging and his forestry policy. In hindsight, you could argue that what happened next set a chain of events in motion that had life-changing consequences for many. As in, we're changing life into death, right? But it had all started earlier, but the change didn't happen just like that. But at that moment, I didn't know that. No, I kind of know that. It did all start earlier. This has been coming for a long time. No, I was wrong. It had all started thousands of years. Well, not that early. I wasn't thinking that early, but sure. It had all started thousands of years earlier, when the glaciers retreated, when a bird brought the first acorn to where the poocha now grew, when the first humans decided to settle in the forest. The members of my sept had already moved to their positions, and I also had my part to play. I activated the detonator. I threw the first Molotov. I gave the last speech. Ooh, these are all good. These are all good. Let's get some rage. We're just going to think in terms of attributes. I looked at the small box in my hand and pressed the button. It was awesome! And I got willpower? Hell yeah. The effect was better than I could imagine. There was a flash, then the deafening roar of the explosion as the earth heaved under our feet. A high-pitched ringing filled the air, followed by a hail of dirt, blood, burnt metal, and mangled body parts. Would you rather drink goat milk or coconut milk? Coconut? I don't really like milk. And by really, I mean not at all. Like goat cheese is alright, but that's a little intense. I can't imagine the milk is any less intense. I imagine I would like it less than cow's milk. I don't even like most of the milk substitutes. I don't like soy milk. I don't like oat milk. I do like almond milk. A milk racist? Yeah, I guess I'm an almond supremacist. It's the only milk for me. I don't really hang with other milks. Guilty as charged. So, I don't think I'm going to like the goat stuff. Yeah. Yeah. What do you do in terms of milk? Are you an equal opportunity milk consumer? Yeah, right. Mangled body parts. Raining from the... It's raining men. Literally. Hallelujah. The final battle. When the real fight began, the adrenaline kicked in and the world split into freeze frames. I changed? Yeah, I did. Charged? Not until we change. I'm finally gonna get my Krynos going, and no one's gonna stop me. I grow, I roar, I'm an 8-foot-tall killing machine. Now I charge at the loggers. I see a young man in work overalls staring at me with a terrified expression, an axe raised in his hands. I tear his head off. Don't even have to think about that one. I reach for his head and tear it off. I change? The cops. Change? I just changed. I'm not trying to change again. The cops. Cops are running our way, shouting orders, batons raised, faces red with anger. I kill them. I smash them. I smash into them and rip them apart one by one as their batons bounce off my skin. I change? No way. SWAT. I'm about to SWAT them away. A SWAT team appears in full riot gear, their faces grim behind their visors, their guns ready to pepper us with rubber bullets. I heal? I heal? I attack the enemy. I make them stop? No. I howl for help? No. Oh, it's ad time. Yeah, I was thinking that was coming up. Okay. I'm going to think on that for about a minute. Take a quick break, let the ads roll, come back, keep wrecking more shit. See y'all then. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What did I do? Okay. All right. I don't need to heal, so we're not doing that. Or no. No, yeah, it's going to minus my rage. I'm not trying to do that. Yeah, let's spend some life. Keep attacking. I hurl myself at the enemy. They fight back. They hurt me, but I hurt them more. Maya! Someone shouts my name. I turn around. I growl and turn around to face the challenge. It's Bartek. He smells of fear. A silver cross, oh shit, burns on his chest. I know what you are, he says, and his stance changes. Anya told me. You should have been more careful. Anya. Why did I do that? That was the dumbest thing I could have possibly done. And now I'm living with it. He points a gun at me. I hit to kill. It just gives me an excuse to kill Bartek. I've been wanting to do that for a little bit now. So here we go. I move before he manages to react. Bite into his neck. Grab his arms and tear. Blood spurts. Bones break. And I shake it off. And he's gone. I bask in the afterglow of the fight. I will mourn later. What are we mourning? You mean we'll celebrate later? I look around. I look around the battlefield. It's not good. The police are pushing forward, and the protesters are retreating. I must turn the tide. Oh, are we going after the minister? I lead a charge at the harvesters. Go back to see my friends. Let's cut the head off the snake. All hope of a photo op is lost, and the Minister of Environment makes a break for his car. He reeks of fear and greed, and I realize he's almost convinced himself that he's saving the pucha, that he's serving his country, that all the checks from lobbyists are just a blessing for all his hard work. It's time to act. Would you rather be stabbed with a taco shell or a tack? Where am I getting stabbed? Is it the place most likely to be stabbed by one or the other? So, like, if I choose taco shell, I'm getting stabbed, like, in the roof of my mouth by, like, an errant shard of a tortilla chip. Bottom of your foot. Both on the foot, huh? I'm going taco shell. Yeah. Because that means there's tacos in the vicinity. So I can, like, shake off the pain and have a taco afterwards. Like, if there's a tack, what does that mean? Nothing, right? Yeah, I'm going taco shell. Okay. I'm fed up with overthinking it. I am Gaia's rage, and it's time for revenge. So I lunge to kill him. So I lunge to maim him. So I lunge at him. Okay. Lunge to kill. If you're gonna lunge, make it count. I start running. The bodyguards raise their guns. The bullets hurt. Ow. Quit it. Bullets puncture my body, and it hurts, but I don't stop until I reach him. He looks at me, drooling and crying for help. I bite his face off. I don't have any health left. Oh, shit. I look him straight in the eyes and bite his face off. Suddenly I realize that I'm still bleeding, and my wounds aren't healing anymore. There's pain and darkness. Did I just die? Wait. Did I have less health than I realized? Epilogue, pain. I'm dead? Maybe. I did go a little hard. Okay. Maybe not, though. Pain. I lay there on the ground, my face buried in the grass. Blood was gushing from my wounds, and the more I tried to use my hands to stop the bleeding, the more it seemed to flow. I coughed blood. I coughed, bubbles of blood and air coming from my mouth. Was this it? Was this how it was all going to end? On the grass, in an ancient forest, in a place I'd never seen, among people I didn't really know? My thoughts were slow. Would you rather be stabbed with a candy cane that's been licked into a shank or a box cutter? I want, like, thinking from a perspective, like, just the pain and what, yikes. I want to go box cutter, I think, because it doesn't have gross saliva on the end. There's that part, too, right? Ew, I gotta have something all nasty and spitty getting jammed into me. It's not even just about the pain, it's about feeling gross. I guess that. My thoughts were slow. I sighed. I remembered the blast, the white light of the explosions, the roar of the frenzied Garou, the battle against the creatures of the worm that we'd destroyed. We'd done it. We certainly stopped that logging. And a number of other things. A number of other life forms along with it. At least we'd made it. At least they were as dead as I would be. The forest was safe. What had happened to the others? I briefly wondered what had happened to the others. Then I closed my eyes. The last breath. Your story is almost over. This might be a good time to take the last look at your character sheet. Yeah, let's look at the very great job I did building a character. Just being carried around and along by every whim that's just whatever would strike my fancy, right? Mostly violence. Mostly violence. Bartek's dead. Nice. Anya's loyal? Really? What? I don't... Okay. Love this game, 10 out of 10. But there's like a non-10 out of 10 moment, which is, what happened there? Because like I changed in front of her, she ran away. I wrecked the room. Then she hugged me. She was suddenly back. But then she told Bartek what she saw, but then she's loyal. That shit ain't loyal. She tattled. Something's up with Anya. That didn't work out quite right. Olga's loyal, yeah. What does it really matter, though? What does it matter now? Now we're entering... Moving over to the other side, yeah? We certainly are impaired. Yeah, I finally understood my dreams. I did. Okay, I earned glory, honor, and wisdom. I think I definitely made a legend here. It might be a horror story passed down around campfires for generations to come, but I left a mark. And I got, look at all that glory. In fact, what's up with the honor? Okay. Oh, it kind of tells me that. It kind of does. It does. It just does. It tells me the pronunciation on some of the stuff. Okay. The grass will heal all wounds. It will cover everything, I thought. No matter how high we pile the bodies, if we let her work, no one will remember the carnage. It will grow on my bones, and my body will become a mound in the forest. The forest takes all. There's a bird's nest full of eggs. The nest is sitting snugly in the eye socket of a skull, padded with the fluff from a werewolf's belly hair. The bird looks around and then catches a worm. The forest whispers to the bird, whispers to the eggs, tells the story of the cycle of death that brings rebirth. The forest is the forest is satisfied. It covers all. I heard a voice. Come, child. I heard a voice and felt a warm, wet touch on my cheek. Come. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. I rolled on my back and opened my eyes for the last time. The night sky above me was filled with a gigantic wolf made of stars. She had the moon between her eyes. A tear rolled down my cheek. She licked my face again. Come, she said. And I went. The end. That came very abruptly because of what I did. I kind of got a little carried away. I have finished Heart of the Forest. Cubs, gather around the fire and listen to the story of Maya Borodich, known among the Garo as Buja of the Black Furies, Arun of the Morning Wolf Mother Pack. She fought many glorious battles. Maya died fighting for the Pucha. Remember her in your songs, because her death was not in vain. The Pucha was safe, at least for a while. The first protests against the logging of the Białowieża forest took place in 2016. The game was loosely inspired by those events. All characters and events depicted in this game are entirely fictitious. She gave you permission to go. I'm only half paying attention. It got very sexy there at the end. Was rewarded. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Sorry, everybody. So sorry. Is that any better? Yes? Okay. Sorry about that. I wasn't saying anything important. Just kind of waiting for credits to roll. I was thinking I might start streaming Elden Ring. I was just debating with myself, just talking aloud what I'm playing next. At least on weekdays. Emissary, are you playing Elden Ring? Horseman, are you playing it? Like, who's ready for the DLC? Who's playing? I'm gonna have serious FOMO if I don't get on it. Your races against Souls-likes? I was thinking like you didn't play those, but I couldn't remember. Or not. Console peasant trash saves system and controls. You know me, I'm a console peasant. I'll need to get a little practice back in before the DLC, but I left my character significantly over-leveled when I stopped playing. Are you in New Game Plus? Alright, those were seriously, truly some unhinged credits. That was... Even when I tamped it down, you still couldn't hear me, huh? That was insane. What the hell were they thinking with that? I guess, like, there's just some... It didn't account for me tamping the... I just can't stop doing that. Oops. There we go. I don't know what level I'm on. But I cleared the game and just stopped. I've got like a whole New Game Plus before me, so I'm not like where I need to be at all. But I imagine I can get there semi-quickly if I just... It's going to be a skill issue. Really. Never started New Game Plus, was prepping for it when the other games drew me away. But you did clear the final boss. It's like something I almost didn't want to do, but I had to see the ending. Kind of was like, I know DLC is going to be coming. I'd rather just leave it right here so I don't have to do the DLC on New Game Plus difficulty. But I think from what I'm hearing, it's not going to really matter too much based on how everything's scaling in New Game Plus. I might be wrong about that. Yeah, and then I went through every ending just to see them all. How'd you do that? Did you just like do a cloud save, and then pull that in, like to overwrite your system save, or something like that? I did something like that for Bloodborne. I didn't actually beat Bloodborne 3 times, but I saw the endings, and I got a platinum trophy. So don't tell anybody. I didn't actually earn that. I don't actually deserve that platinum trophy, but I have it. So, our little secret. There's always a way. There's always a way. It's too late to start another game today. I've only got about 20-something minutes anyway. I could have kept streaming. So, I don't know. I think Elden Ring next stream, but we'll see. I also wanted to finish Rise of the Ronin, and then I also have a couple other game requests that haven't gotten finished, but I'll just keep juggling. It will all get done someday, I promise you all. Subnautica. That's one of the ones I'm juggling, right? Basically, yeah, I went to the folder where the save was and created a copy so I could keep reusing it. It's big brain thinking. I should have done the same. Although I don't know, there's probably, it's not like I'm trying to remember now for Bloodborne. I feel like I was right there at the end and I could have done any number of things. But for Elden Ring, because like I was following Ronnie's questline, I did the Ronnie ending. Did I have enough pieces in place to do other endings? I don't think so. I don't even know. Anyway, thank you all for coming today. It's great having you. I loved this. Other than that little weird thing with the relationship with Anya, like how that didn't really account for my choices and suddenly she was hugging me, that was just made no sense. I have nothing to criticize. Like, I want to play this game again. Can't stop doing that. To see how everything else plays out. And maybe not just, like, eat shit so suddenly. That's what I get for rushing into a SWAT team. So it goes. Had to be done. Just playing video games. I don't think I'm going to be back tomorrow. Although you never know. But definitely Wednesday. Let's send a raid to Fight Magic Item Run. Hangs out on this channel a good bit. Great streamer. Great chatter. Just an all-around good dude. Let's send him some love. I think he was playing Metal Gear Acid. And yeah, thank you for coming, Emissary. It was great having you. Thank you, as always, for all the great hypotheticals. Thank you, everybody. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful week, couple days. Maybe I'll see you on the next stream. Till then, be well. Take care. Thanks again.